This former Soviet republic is the friendliest country, without a doubt, the friendliest country toward Americans. Я ищу самую вкусную армянскую кухню на оплата картой мир. It's like, are you freaking kidding me? Welcome to Armenia.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
If you don't know where Armenia is, you gotta Google it. You gotta look on a map because it is a landlocked country. It's bordered with Georgia on the north, Turkey on the west, Azerbaijan in the east, and Iran to the south. Armenia has something really, really special that no other post-Soviet republic can lay claim to. But stick around and I'll tell you what that is. But first, let's check out Republic Square here in the heart of Yerevan. It is absolutely stunning. A lot of Soviet architecture mixed with modern Western architecture. It's just a mix. It's just a mix. So I left Moscow bright and early this morning, and 3 hours and 15 minutes later landed in Yerevan. So it's about 1,000, maybe under 1,200 miles from Moscow. But I'm here to do a border run because, as you know, if you have a 3-year multi-entry either tourist visa or private visa to Russia and you're an American citizen, you can stay in Russia for up to 180 days. However, after or before your 180 days is up, you have to leave the country and then re-enter to reset that clock. So we call it a border run, and that's exactly what we are doing today. But I love Armenia. Я люблю Armenia. Is hot, and I mean hot, hot. Texas hot. It's probably plus 32 today, but it's not quite as humid as South Texas. But yeah, it is warm. It's warmer than Moscow, that's for sure. But beautiful day. Lots of tourists are out here at Republic Square, and wow, security and cops everywhere. Super, отлично. This is awesome. They are keeping tabs on everything and everybody, making sure everyone is safe. I love that, love that. This is the capital of Armenia, this building right behind me. So I guess this would be like the White House or maybe Capitol Hill. And look how close you can get. Let me flip this around. Look how close these people can get to the seat of power here in Armenia. Absolutely wonderful. We are just gonna kind of walk around a little bit, and before I head back toward the airport, I also want to see if I can find a place to eat. One of the things that really fascinates me about this place is the architecture. Now check this out. It still has the old Soviet hammer and sickle sign, and then right above that, the coat of arms of the Republic of Armenia. I think it's really cool how modern republics who separated from the Soviet Union when the Soviet Union collapsed, they became their own independent nations, have kept the memory of the USSR alive. And not only that, but they've honored that. And you still see statues of like Lenin, you still see statues of Stalin, and of course you do see the hammer and sickle, like you do right above here. The first Armenian state is called Urartu, and it dates back to the year 860 BC. What many of you might not know about Armenia, because Armenia is surrounded by Islamic nations, is that Armenia was the first nation in the year 301 AD. It was the first nation to adopt Christianity as its official religion, right here. But nearby Mount Ararat, which I'll show you a little bit later, Mount Ararat plays a very important role in the Bible, in the Old Testament, because it is said to be the site where Noah's Ark, in the event called the Great Flood, it is said that Noah's Ark landed somewhere up on the higher regions of Mount Ararat. And so you can imagine this is where it all happened. This is where it all happened. And it's just incredibly beautiful. The feeling here in Yerevan, and I'm sure it's much different once you get out of the city, but it feels so calm and so peaceful. Just I can feel my cells vibrating. They're vibrating with joy. And if you believe or subscribe to the idea of reincarnation, which I do wholeheartedly, I've been here before, many times, definitely in visiting times for sure. So Armenia maintains positive relations with the United States, and probably the best relations of any nation in the region. And one of the reasons for that is that the largest population, the largest diaspora of Armenians are American. They're in America. And in fact, that brings me to a personal story. My Aunt Connie, this was my mother's sister, she and her husband moved to Detroit in the 1950s, I would imagine. I think it was right after World War II, because this center, the Midwest, was the manufacturing hub of the United States. Can't say that about the United States anymore, but you could say it back then. So my Aunt Connie and my Uncle Pepe moved to Detroit. And after I came along, and my aunt and my uncle would come to Texas to visit, my aunt would share stories about her friends that she would meet. And my aunt and her family, they're Catholic, and in their Catholic parish, they had a large Armenian community. So these are people from Armenia who left and went to the United States. And of course, they all spoke Russian. So my aunt learn to speak Russian as well. And I remember that when she would come down, she would teach me some basic Russian words. So I remember my aunt taught me Доброе утро, good morning. And she taught me да и нет, yes and no. And so it's it's kind of funny how things come full circle. Yeah, we got an angry bird here too. But it's funny how things come full circle. And it turns out my Aunt Connie was my first Russian teacher when I was maybe, I don't know, 8, 9 years old. Amazing, amazing. And the whole time that she would talk to me and tell us about her Armenian friends and how they were just so warm and hospitable and just some of the nicest people that she would ever meet. I never once, never in my wildest dreams did I ever imagine that I would ever come to Armenia and stand right here. I don't know. It's weird, man. I'm just a 59-year-old kid from a small South Texas town. Man, we just didn't dream much. We didn't have big dreams. I certainly never dreamed that I would be living in Moscow and jetting to Yerevan for the day for a border run. Can you believe, that's just, I can't believe it, man. Oh, let's go see if we can pay with the Mir card here at this cafe. Здравствуйте. Оплата картой Мир?
Нет.
Нет. Спасибо. Well, they don't take the Mir card, so we will have to go somewhere else because that's all I got. Now there's an ATM machine over here. I'm going to see if it'll take my Mir card and if I can get some dram, which is the local Armenian currency. It apparently would not accept a withdrawal from my Альфабанка card, so we are SOL when it comes to local currency. So I hope I can find a restaurant that will take my Mir card. If not, it's gonna be a long day without food. Здравствуйте. Оплата картой Мир? Мир нет. Спасибо. Well, no Mir card there either, despite having a logo that says that they do. So, I don't know, man. So this is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Armenia. Wow. Интересно. But we are going to continue our walk in this direction because I've got something that I want to show you. So let's go head out there. It's about a 2-mile walk from here. So I hope you guys appreciate that I'm getting my steps in today. I'm getting my exercise, burning some calories, burning some fat, because I'm going to be in ketosis here pretty quick because I haven't eaten. And apparently I cannot use my Mir card either to withdraw Armenian dram or pay with Mir card, despite ATMs and businesses having the Mir card logo at their business. Oh well. All right, let's go burn some calories. So on the way over there, I saw this beautiful park with some fountains and this magical lion that I've seen this lion image depicted in artwork as I was driving here in the taxi, and I wonder what the significance is. I wish I could ask someone, maybe a local, if they could tell me what the significance of the lion is to Armenians. And then over here we have what looks to be a bull. Interesting. I wonder what it's about. I'm going to have to Google this, and maybe, just maybe, I will have an answer for you when this video airs. There's the ass of the bull and the lion right over there. So here's a lesson, boys and girls. Don't leave home without a plan B. I still haven't been able to use my Mir card here in Armenia. I mean, I took a taxi and that took Mir, but that was Yandex. So maybe it's only certain services, but at least I came prepared. Well, shit. No. No armянскую кухню for Eddie today. This is my second trip to Armenia, and I have yet to eat an Armenian meal because I didn't prepare. Anyway, check this out, guys. I don't know if you could see this, but over there in the distance, that's Mount Ararat. And right next to it is the sister of Mount Ararat, Little Ararat. It gives me, I got goosebumps, man, just looking at it, because my soul understands that I've been here before. My soul is saying hello, or should I say Mount Ararat is saying hello to my soul. It's just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful sight. I wish all of you could come and see this if you really wanted. If you're an American, you are definitely welcome in this country. You only need a passport. You don't need a visa. You don't need any special permissions. And if I'm correct, with an American passport, you can stay for up to 30 days without any additional paperwork or visas or anything like that. So, come to Armenia and check this out. I wonder if you could see it. There's a church right up there. It's beautiful. I'd like to go see it one day, but I'm actually walking back toward the airport, even though the airport's, I don't know, probably 5 miles away. But we're not going that far. But there's a couple of places that I want to see that while we were driving here on the taxi, I saw, and I said, hey, I want to show that to you. So that's where we're headed. And it's one of the reasons that Armenia is such a friendly country to America. Can you guess what it is? If you can guess what it is, write it down in the comments. I'd be interested to know if you know one of the reasons, maybe the main reason. And don't Google it, okay? Don't look it up. You either know or you know. Or guess. Just guess. Or write it down in the comments. What do you think is the main, what do you think is the main reason that I believe that this post-Soviet republic is the friendliest country to Americans. Write it down in the comments. And while you're down there in the comments, like, subscribe, and share this video. And turn on notifications so that when I upload a new video, you will get a little notification that says, hey, go to YouTube. Eddie just uploaded a new video that you must watch. All right. Man, I'm looking at Mount Ararat, and it is such a beautiful sight. Inside of my cells are vibrating as Mount Ararat says hello to me. Here's another view of Yerevan as I exit the center of the city. And we just kind of have a look around. I don't know, I just know I've been here before. Have any of you had a deja vu event where you've come to a location and you just feel, you just know, you just understand that this is not your first time here? It's happened to me several times. Every time I go to Istanbul, Constantinople, I feel it. Stepping foot here in Armenia. Of course, this is the Caucasus. This is my people. And in Russia, I feel it, but to a lesser degree. Like I've been there, but maybe not as many times as I've been here. Anyway, now those of you who know Bald and Bankrupt, he did a story here, or he did a vlog in Yerevan, and one of the places he went was this Avtovoksal. This is the Yerevan bus station, and it's right across the street from here. And if I knew how to get over there, I would take you over there and show you, but I don't, so I won't. I'm really close to this bus station, and as you know, near every bus station there is an assortment of, well, not trash, but there's an assortment of food places. But none of these food places will take the Mir card, despite having the signs that say that they accept Visa, MasterCard, Mir card, and all that good stuff. But in reality, they don't. So I stopped in this army surplus store here in Yerevan, and I tried to buy a couple of patches because they have a sign on the door that says they accept Mir card. So sure enough, they tried to process the transaction and it didn't go through. And then we come to find out that the reason is supposedly the Central Bank of Armenia doesn't accept Russian Mir card. I don't know if that means they don't accept Russian rubles. I don't know. All I know is that my Mir card doesn't work. It did work for my taxi, and my taxi was Yandex Go, which works in Russia, and it works here, and it processed my payment in rubles because my Mir card is attached to it. But so yeah, so apparently I guess you've got to exchange money maybe at the airport, or maybe bring rubles in cash and then exchange it for dram. I have no idea. But I was almost totally unprepared for this trip. I have survived on samsa sirom that I bought last night at my local Uzbek chaykhana in my neighborhood, and a bottle of water that I paid way too freaking much for at Sheremetyevo Airport in Moscow. And I'm down to my last few sips of water, but I think we maybe have maybe less than half a mile to go to where I want and what I want to show you. So have you put your stuff down in the comments? Put it down in the comments. Where do you think I'm going, and what do you think I'm going to show you? This is not the place that I was going to bring you, but it is something that I want you to see. So let's make it up these stairs, and let's have a look at this spectacular view. Wow. Check it out. Mount Ararat. Check that out, guys. Mount Ararat. I'm a little winded. I just walked up all these stairs again just to get this shot. Wow. And Ararat's little sister. Check it out. Is this not a beautiful shot? Wow. This is worth the price of admission, folks. This is worth the price of admission. Wow. And now, I don't know if you can see, but right over there is the Stars and Stripes. That, my friend, is the U.S. Embassy in Yerevan, Armenia. It is said that this embassy is the largest embassy anywhere in the world. Sovereign U.S. territory right there. I could go home, guys. Just saying. Hello, Stars and Stripes. Beautiful. You should ask yourself, why would the largest U.S. embassy anywhere in the world be in a former Soviet republic, landlocked country, surrounded by Georgia, Turkey, Azerbaijan, and Iran? You got to ask yourself, why is the largest embassy here in Yerevan? Now, there's two ways to answer this question, because you could make an argument. I know I would, and I would say maybe it's to extend a hand of friendship to this particular region through diplomacy and goodwill, good friendship. Or it could be just to intimidate the neighborhood, bully the neighborhood. Who knows? Only current events can tell what's happening. So write down in the comments what you think. And guys, I'm tired. It's hot. I'm gonna check and see just how hot it is right now. Stand by. Let me see how hot it is. It is Stand by. Stand by. My location, Yerevan. It is 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's not too humid, but it's a little sticky. 23% humidity. So even for dry climate, it's a little humid. All right, guys, I'm gonna go across the street, try to find a place so I can pick up a taxi and go back to the airport because it's freaking hot. I'll talk to you when I get to the airport. I have returned from my excursion to Yerevan and back at the airport. Had to take a taxi to get here because it was about a 4-mile walk from the embassy here to the airport, and apparently you can use a Mir card, which is Russia's payment system that replaced Visa and MasterCard after Visa and MasterCard left the Russian market. And Mir is accepted here in Armenia. It used to be widely accepted. When I was here last October, I mean, I could use it everywhere. But apparently now, there's certain places where you cannot use it. For instance, in the airport, when I first came to the airport, man, I was freaking dying, dude. It was hot. I hadn't had any water. I was starting to, I was nearing heat stroke level. So I needed to get some liquid. And on this side of passport control here by the gates, you've got some vendors. And some of these vendors don't accept Mir. The duty free doesn't accept it. A lot of the places where they sell foods don't. And there was this small little fruit shop. They sold dry fruits and little knickknacks and very expensive stuff. And I bought me 2 waters, and they accepted the Mir card. So with that, I'm going to have dinner, which is my second samsa that I brought from Moscow. And so yeah, came to Yerevan from Moscow, brought my own food. Gonna have my dinner while I await for my evening flight back to Moscow. So that's the situation. I don't know if you can hear me with all that announcements in the background, but that's pretty much in a nutshell. It was a great day. I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something about Armenia that you didn't know before. And I asked some very important questions that if you're from the West, if you're an American, might be wise to kind of look into those questions and just answer them for yourself. All right, guys, I'm beat, I'm tired. I arrived in Moscow about 11 p.m. By the time I get home, maybe 12 midnight, 12:30, maybe. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video. And we'll see you around. Who knows where I'll pop up next time. Пока.